Hello, everyone. How are you today? I hope that you can see my face. um, so I say welcome back to you for week 4 and day 2. So today, as you can see, we are beginning with a small PowerPoint presentation. I have chosen this way because I feel like it's easier for me to give examples that you can see and pause if you need to on the screen. And so I think this is an easy way for us to introduce vocabulary and also talk about some cultural information. So let's get started. And let me make sure that yes, okay. So we're going to start with week 4 today, and we're continuing with day 2, not part 2. And we will introduce unit 9. Okay. So to begin, let's learn some new vocabulary that we will see in unit 9, and we'll practice a little bit of pronunciation. So let's do it. So before we look at vocabulary, let's begin with a little bit of pronunciation practice. So tongue twisters, we have practiced before at the beginning of class as a warm up. So I have chosen 3 for today. And let me read those first, one by one, and then we will go slowly to practice each one and see if you can also notice my pronunciation and so on. So, number 1, we surely shall see the sun shine soon. So, do you hear the SH sound? The sh sound. Again, we surely shall see the sun shine soon. I'm going to try to say it more quickly. We surely shall see the sun shine soon. Okay? Let's pause. Let me hear you say it. Ready? We surely shall see the sun shine soon. Good. Unfortunately, I cannot hear you to make corrections, but the important thing is to mimic, try to copy what you hear. Okay, so do you believe that we surely shall see the sun shine soon? Hopefully the coronavirus will end. Let's go to number 2. The robber robbed a rubbery red robotic armchair. Again, the robber robbed a rubbery red robotic armchair. Sounds a little strange. Okay. And now you try to say it again to yourself. Let's go slowly. The robber robbed a rubbery red robotic armchair. The robber robbed a rubbery red robotic armchair. So remember we mentioned about keeping a rhythm. The robber robbed a rubbery red robotic armchair. Okay, try it again to yourself. Okay, now you can pause if you like and repeat again to yourself. And let's go to number 3. Worried Wanda watched a watery, runny water spout spill. Okay, again. Worried Wanda watched a watery, runny water spout spill. Okay, I'm going to try to say it more quickly this time. Are you ready? Worried Wanda watched a watery, runny water spout spill. Whew, that was tough. Okay, your turn. Let's try it again. Slowly again. Worried Wanda watched a watery, runny, watery, runny. The hard part is the RY connecting with the runny, with the R on runny. Water spout spill. Okay, good. One more time. Try it to yourself. Worried Wanda watched a watery, runny water spout spill. Again, worried Wanda watched a watery, runny water spout spill. Okay, how did you do? How did you do? What a way to begin today, huh? A little bit more difficult to start. But I hope that your mouth is warmed up and you are ready to learn some more vocabulary for this week. So before we begin and move to the next slide, think about these questions. Okay, number 1. Have you ever been robbed or broken into? I hope not. If you have, I think some feelings or memories come to your mind. My answer is yes, and it was not a good experience. Number 2, have you ever lived in a very friendly and safe community or safe neighborhood? How did that sense of community feel? How did that sense of community feel? Do you feel that here, right now, in your neighborhood, in Atlanta area? Number 3 question. How have you noticed people supporting or helping each other in this time of coronavirus? Okay, I know that my face is blocking some letters, but I'm trying to read the question for you. So how have you noticed? Have you noticed anything during this time of the social distancing, staying at home? I have noticed a lot of things. So later, perhaps, we can share our opinions together. Okay, moving on. So now, let's think about some new vocabulary. I'm going to introduce some words that you will see in Lesson A for the listening practice, as well as some words that we will see in the reading exercise D. So I'm going to introduce those words, but today, however, I'm not going to give the definitions clearly because I want to challenge you to read the examples and take a guess. So we're going to practice using context clues. If you remember this expression during the reading exercises we have done before. So looking at these pictures on this slide, you may notice the masks of healthcare workers, the word community, a neighborhood watch image. This is a famous image. You will see on the bottom left side a festival. Looks like a music festival. When you see that image with so many people, how do you feel? And then the picture at the bottom in the middle, enjoy our beach, but stay apart. Stay apart is another phrasal verb. So during this time of the social distancing, how has that affected our feeling of community? Okay, and think about these pictures. What's your impression before we move on to the vocabulary? So as you can see, Unit 9's topic is about daily living. Daily living. Do you have any predictions, any guesses about what kind of topics we will discuss? Okay, so Here we have new words. On the left side of your screen, these are words from exercise A, which we will look at in segment 2 today. These are from the listening exercise. On the right side of your screen, these are words from the reading exercise or lesson D. So take a look. Do you notice any familiar words? Do you know all of these words or maybe just a few? So let's start at the beginning on the top left. First we have break into, which is present tense, or broke into, which is past tense. And we see that the spelling has changed. So it is an irregular verb. All right, next word, come over, come over. A phrasal verb, come over. I think we mentioned this word in day 1 or maybe last week when we talked about phrasal verbs. So come over to my house, come over. Okay, the fourth one, we have 2 different tenses here. Got in and get in. Or let's say American style, got in, get in. Do you hear the T is softened again? So got in, what verb tense? G-O-T. It's past. Get in is present, get in. Okay, the 5th word is mess. Do you know the word messy? What about your house these days? You are staying home all the time? Is your house messy? Okay. The next word is robbed. Robbed. It is past tense also. If I say, I was robbed. All right, robber, robber. I emphasized the ER to show it is a different form of this word. So rob, robbed, robber, robbery. These are words in the same word family. Okay, next word is stole. Steal is present tense and stole is past tense. Okay, the next word is worried. Worried. Are you worried about the pandemic or not? Okay, now these are the words from the listening exercise on the left. Let's go to the right and we will notice some other words. Okay, support. Support. Evacuate. Evacuate. Second syllable stress. Gathering. Gathering. Grabbed or grabbed. Okay, I grabbed my coffee cup. Okay, next word, destroyed. Destroyed. Past tense, right? Next word is generous. Generous. 3 syllables. First syllable has a stress. Strangers. Strangers. Okay, and the last word, message. Message. Okay. Now, you know, another word, massage, has a different spelling and different pronunciation, but these 2 words look similar. This one, message. Message. First syllable has a stress. So, on this page, do you recognize any words? You can probably see that many of them are relating to the same idea or same topic. Okay, let's continue. Let's go to examples. So you may notice that I put at the top of the screen, try to guess the meaning. Okay, so first example, broke into. The robber broke into my apartment and stole my computer. I think I told you this true story before when I lived in Vancouver. A robber broke into my apartment and stole my computer. So, we talked about this word last week also, this phrasal verb. So, break into, is this gently or with force? Okay, we know the word break, so break into. All right, I think you know what the meaning is. Let's go to the second one. Come over, come over. Phrasal verb. I wish you could come over to my house, but the quarantine is still going on. Okay, one more time. I wish you could come over to my house, but the quarantine is still going on. Okay, so using the sentence, do you get a feeling about this meaning? To my house, come over to my house. And if you notice the conjunction but shows that the second part is opposite or contrasting to the first part. Okay? Crime, crime. In this case, it's a noun. There is a lot of crime in Vancouver, like any big city, and car theft is the most common. So you notice that I gave an example, car theft or stealing cars. So what is crime? I think you know this word. Okay, next one, got in. Now you will notice in my example, I use the present tense form. In the summer, mosquitoes usually get into my house whether I like it or not. They can smell my sweet blood, and somehow mosquitoes get into my house all the time in the summer. So, what's the meaning, get in or got in? Got in is past tense. Okay, get into or get in, it's present tense. Okay, the next one, mess. This is a noun. I mentioned the adjective form, which is messy. M-E-S-S-Y. Example, these days I have a big mess in my backyard, and I really need to clean it up. Okay, I'm sorry, my face is blocking that. I really need to clean it up. Okay, I gave you a clue. So clean up is the opposite of mess or messy. Clean up, make a mess. I think you can guess the meaning. And the last one on this slide, robbed or rob. Robbed is past tense. This is a verb. When I lived in Vancouver, my apartment was robbed and my first laptop computer was stolen. So you notice I used the same example, but I'm using a different form, break into and robbed, or broken into and robbed. Same meaning, same meaning. Okay, so repeat after me. Broke into, come over, crime, got in, mess, robbed. Good. Okay, next page. Okay, further examples. Use the context clues. See if you can guess the meaning. Robber. I told you that this is a person. It's a noun. When I saw the robber come back to my house to steal again, I chased after him. Okay, this is a true story. When I saw the robber come back to my house to steal again, I chased after him. Okay, so I think you know the meaning of robber. Next word, stole. Has any robber ever stolen anything from you? Okay. Stole and stolen. Stole is the past tense. Stolen is the past participle. All right. Take your guess. All right, let's do one more, and then I will pause here, and then we will continue for segment 2 with a few more slides of information. So one more. Worried. You notice that this can be an adjective or a verb. Are you worried about the coronavirus these days, or do you feel okay? Okay. Are you worried or do you feel okay? Opposite meaning. So I tried to give some clues in each example to help you take a guess. Okay, I am going to pause here. We will continue again in a few moments with segment 2.